So this middleweight bout between Samuel Braden and Albino Lopez is set. A couple of debuts in the middleweight division. Braden fighting from Sassoon City with Team Nobody MMA and Train for Life.
Yeah, Train for Life Center. This is the gym I train at. I've been working with Sam actually for the last couple of years. Sam came to us as a pure wrestler about 2 years ago. You know, his consistency in the gym was kind of wavering at first. He'd come for a great month or two, and then, you know, life would take him away, work would take him away for a couple of months. But, you know, this is the first time we've seen a consistent, serious Sam, we've called him. And this last 2-3 months has been really hardcore double days. You know, it's the first time I've really seen him kind of reach his potential as far as training is concerned. So I'm excited to see how he performs in there. You know, wrestlers kind of have an edge when it comes to performing in front of crowds because they do it all through their careers. So, you know, I'm not expecting the jitters to be as serious. But again, nothing's like being in the cage. It's like, you know, nothing that any single combat sport representative can really understand until they're in there. So we'll see what happens with Sam tonight. But definitely excited to see Sam make his MMA debut here tonight. So how, Brandon, would you describe his strengths as a fighter? Well, you know what, Sam's really crafty, you know, but that's the thing is where Sam kind of, you know, plays to the level of his opponent, you know. He's one of those guys where he has to get hit before he starts fighting. He's kind of, you know, he's almost, you know, too calm in there. He doesn't necessarily go in there to put it on a guy from start to finish. He likes to go in there, feel himself out. But the problem with that is if he gets caught with something, it might be too late to wake up. So you know, it depends. It really depends on Albino here tonight.
Albino Lopez.
So Lopez, the 31-year-old, fighting out of Napa. So another hometown fighter with Team Napa Fight Sports. He is a light heavyweight by trade, going down to middleweight for this fight. 4.5 years of jiu-jitsu, a blue belt under Sal Escalara, and his striking training is out of Napa Fight Sports.
Yeah, trains with Wamsley, again, who you'll see here later tonight. Sal Escalara, all those boys started there some years ago, and now he is, you know, taking his BJJ experience to the cage. You know, this guy, he is a good grappler, and studying his film, you know, I know Sam's camp was focused around, you know, keeping the distance with the jab, staying away from this guy's overhands and hooking shots. They feel like he's gonna try to throw big shots to close the distance, push Sam up, maybe take him down, try to use his grappling against him. You know, talking with Albino for this fight, it's a very emotional fight for him. He wanted to dedicate this fight to his mom, Stella, who passed just over 3 months ago, so very recently. 6 kids, so
wow. Busy
dad of 6 who managed to fit the time in to train and get ready for this fight. So you know the dedication is there for Lopez here tonight.
And you can see in our camera shot all that weighing on his mind. Seems very calm approaching the cage.
Yeah, you know, and he's got a seriousness about him, and you know, he looks like he's ready to go.
And also ready to go, Jim Cooley with the introductions.
Martial arts action in the 190-pound division. Referee when the action begins, Brian Tyler. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, hailing from Sassoon City, California. He weighed in at 190 pounds even, representing Nobody MMA and Train for Life. Tonight, he makes his mixed martial arts debut, Samuel Braden. His opponent across the cage in the red corner, hailing from Napa, California. He represents Napa Fight Sports. He also weighed in at 190 pounds even. He too, tonight, makes his mixed martial arts debut, Albino Lopez.
So a couple of debuts here in Napa Valley for the Bay Area Combat North Bay Face-Off 2. Brian Nelson here alongside Brandon Kyle for this exciting middleweight bout between Samuel Braden and Albino Lopez. We'll see what these two fighters have in their debut as we start round 1, as they touch gloves to start it off.
Now, I know Sam's sticking that jab. That's what he wants to do. He wants to keep that jab. He wants to stay.
Leg kick got caught and taken
right off
down.
The bat.
Going for a triangle.
Looks like he locked it up pretty tight quick, but he looks like Albino's going to pull out, pass. He's going to try to get some ground and pound from the side. But
going for a guillotine.
Looks like Sam is going to be all right.
Yeah, if he doesn't panic.
Yeah, Albino's really pulling it, though, so it might be tight.
Yeah, there you get a look at the blood rushing to the head of Braden, but he's keeping his composure.
Yeah, he's fighting the hands there. You know, as long as he doesn't try to do anything drastic here and he just kind of waits on it, I think he'll be all right. But if Albino can readjust,
he's
he can
wrenching back on it. And Braden thought about it.
Gives a thumbs up. Yeah. So I think he's all right. Albino needs to really, what he's going to have to do is maybe use a butterfly hook to kind of push Sam's hips, maybe push himself away, readjust that grip, and then rehook his guard and try to squeeze tighter. Because right now, if he tries to do too much and Braden's not in any trouble, he might burn his own arms out. So, but it looks like Albino's he's not pushing 100%. He's kind of resting and finding a new spot and trying to choke again. So he's not going to let go of this, but the camera has changed, so we're not too sure how Braden's struggling with it, but it appears that Braden's okay so far.
Yeah, conversely, how does Braden get out of this predicament that he finds himself in with Lopez?
Well, what he wants to do is he wants to drive forward and create a little separation so he can get his hand underneath Lopez's hand and then begin to pull that hand away, hand fight. And it looks like he's done that. Now Sam looks like he's going to try to smash and stay on top, get some ground and pound from the top. Again, he has to worry about Albino's guard coming back up.
Going for a guillotine of his own.
Guillotine himself here. He's got one arm in, but you can finish that from here. It's difficult, but maybe he's just using this to control Albino and get a little ground and pound from the top. Looks like Sam's awake now, and he's going to try to get some ground and pound to finish this round and maybe kind of steal this round at the end.
Yeah, because for over a minute, Albino Lopez had that guillotine sunk in on Braden, not to finish him, but he definitely controlled the majority of that first round.
And, you know, Sam was deep. It wasn't like he was, you know, halfway in, just kind of sitting there playing around. Sam was deep. He had to fight it. So, again, judges might look at that as a close submission. You know, in a jiu-jitsu tournament, you get something, not a point, but an advantage for when you come close sometimes to getting a submission. So, you know, if you're looking at it in that terms, looked like Albino had the advantage for the majority of the round having that tight guillotine. You know, so, you know, it could be a round for Albino just on that guillotine alone. So we'll see how Sam comes in. It looks like it woke him up a little bit. When he did pull out of that, it looked like he was looking to pound and punish. So, you know, we'll see how Sam comes out. You know, I know he trained to stay away from that takedown, but he let a lazy kick get caught, and we'll see if he learned his lesson or not.
You talked about that wake-up call and maybe not being able to survive it. He survived round one. Let's see if this is the wake-up call that Samuel Braden needs, and Albino Lopez looking to capitalize off that strong round one. So round two set, 2 minutes on the clock.
Yeah, this round is important. You know, if Albino can take this round, then he knows you know, he might have that fight without having to win the third. But Sam's coming out really sticking that jab. I think he's really respects the takedown ability of Albino now.
They're feigning with the leg kick. And
but Sam ends up on top. Sam looking to pound, controlling the posture. Is Albino with an underhook pulling Sam down, but Sam is remaining steady, heavy hips. Trying to land some shots.
Looking for an underhook. They're going for a Kimura, perhaps.
Yeah, Albino might be fishing for it, but I don't think he's in a good position. Sam is, you know, he's got his hips heavy down. It's going to be hard to peel that arm back, and it looks like he's going to settle for double unders there. He's going to body clinch and maybe try to set up a sweep here from half guard. Sam is pretty strong on top. Being a wrestling and having that wrestling background, it looks like Sam is having no problem kind of staying on top. But I'd like to see Sam push off, create a little distance here, land some heavy shots, not just kind of sit here and pick little short shots. But Lopez is doing a good job of controlling the posture of Braden and make it a stand-up here from the ref not too long.
And completely flipped round two from round one, where Lopez controlled the majority of that fight, and indeed they're going to stand him up. Reset with 40 seconds left in round two. With Samuel Braden, Albino Lopez. Lopez with a nice combination. Rocks
Lopez
Braden.
Coming forward with those heavy shots here. Might have rocked Braden there.
Braden with a nice
Braden
switch.
Recreates distance.
Combo of his own.
1-2. Oh, shucks the takedown attempt.
Maybe going for a trip.
And gets on top again. Braden on top again. Ground and pound from that Oh,
hammer
Albino
fist.
kind of turn around.
Oh, it is all over.
They stopped the fight. They got a, I think they
Oh, no, it's not over. It's just
maybe a shot to the back.
So, admonish Samuel Braden over in a neutral corner. A crowd here in Napa thought that perhaps
what?
a
1
point deduction.
Wow, not even a warning. That's really that's strange.
Egregious, yeah.
that's strange to take a point. I'm not sure what the ref saw there to take a point from Sam.
That's huge for Lopez as Braden controlled.
That's huge for Lopez because this might give him 2 rounds or a tie round. A round he was probably going to lose.
10 seconds left. Braden going for the takedown, gets it. So unless the judges perhaps score Braden at a 10-8, this could be seen in the judges' eyes as a 9-9.
That's unfortunate because I really feel like I usually you give a guy a warning. I mean, maybe the ref was warning him in the fight. Watch the back of the head. Watch the back of the head. I didn't see
There wasn't too many opportunities for that.
Yeah, and I really didn't see him hit that many times. So, you know, if I'm in the corner of Braden, I'm telling him, man, we might lose this fight on a bad, on a bad point being taken if that's the case. So they're probably lighting a fire under Braden's ass right now. You got to go finish this guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Because he could probably coast this round and possibly still win the fight. So it all depends on how that first round was scored,
yes.
Brian.
And absolutely, in athletics, too, you really got to focus on what you can control. What the referee just did, that's out of your control. That's in the past. That's in round 2. You have a fresh round 3. Obviously, if you win, the best you can hope for is a majority draw, or is a draw. But really look for a finish here in round 3 for Braden.
Yeah, I think Braden's going to put the pressure on trying to get a finish. I think he feels like he has to, and I'm actually I'm excited to see how he rises to the occasion. He is wearing some shots, but let's see if he's undeterred and if he knows what he needs to do and if he's able to get in there and do it right now.
So round 3 here, Braden versus Lopez, trading shots are both fighters in the center of the cage. Crowd riling up.
It looks like Braden understands he does need to hurt Lopez and maybe even finish him in this fight here. So I think he's thinking that
Braden focusing
like maybe an eye poke there.
Oh, great nice right hand rocked him. He's a little wobbly against the cage.
Oh, looks like Braden's going to get the finish right now. That's the end of the fight, folks. Braden knew what he had to do, came out through the hands, rocked him, got on top, and pounded to the finish.
So Albino Lopez, after a strong round 1, Samuel Braden took over from there with the shots in round 3 and round 2, obviously with a great position on the ground, and finished the fight in the 3rd round. We have yet to see a fight go to a decision yet on this card.
I tell you what, I think this is so far. Oh, look at the eye of Braden. Looks like it was a good poke maybe, or maybe a good punch. Braden stepped back and kind of looked at the ref. It looks like a bit of damage on that right eye of Braden, but like you said, man, Braden he knew what he had to do, and he took advantage when Albino got hurt and was able to get that TKO stoppage from the ref here.
You could just see non-verbally the face and the demeanor of Braden was just so focused on his strikes. He was trying to be pinpoint accurate, trying to catch the chin, and he did. He rocked Albino, and his legs just went out from under him, and he capitalized and pounced on that opportunity. Got the finish in round 3. We'll send it over to Jim Cooley with the official announcement.
Don't forget, this was their debut fight. Both of them put it all on the line tonight, their first ever MMA fight.
I think we're just going to take a little time before Jim Cooley makes his official announcement, but what a heck of a fight between Samuel Braden and Albino Lopez.
Yeah, it was a great fight, so far. Most of the fights have not gone very long, kind of one-sided. This fight was a nice little back-and-forth effort, and you got to see a lot displayed here in that debut from both these guys.
And now Jim Cooley ready with the official announcement.
2 seconds of round number 3. Referee Brian Tyler has called a stop to this contest. Your winner, via technical knockout, Samuel Braden.
there you get a better look at the damage that Braden sustained on that right eye.
Yeah, that's a good poke. It could have been a knuckle or it could have been a poke. It was bleeding pretty bad, but you know, he's riding the high of that first MMA victory, so he won't feel it for a while.
Yeah, Samuel Braden now 1-0, Albina Lopez 0-1. What a great matchup. Next up, we have a welterweight bout between Roger Crossweight and Rustam Serbiev.